Next one, it's another one that was given to me by that one worker at the local nursery shop. I mean, she gave me like four plants, and I already show you three. I have one more to show you. But this one, I love her. She is so beautiful. She's so pretty. I cannot wait for her to get bigger and like shine even more. And I do want this plant to climb up. So I do want to put her in a moss. Oh my God. I do want to put her on a moss pole eventually when she gets a little bigger. But I also want her to like kind of like hang and like kind of look like this eventually in the future. I am talking about my philodendron. Philodendron. I don't know if it's Mican or Micans, but either way, beautiful. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Beautiful. Didn't realize that the leaves had that velvety feeling. I didn't realize that. And it shines, you know. And I didn't realize when the girl gave it to me, I was just like, okay, another philodendron, I guess, another heart leaf or whatever. But I didn't realize until I got home, and I was like, look at this texture. Just look at it. It even like shines. Oh, I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. She gave it to me very small. I would like to say it was like this big when she gave it to me. It was like this big when she gave it to me, and now it's giving me so much growth, and I am happy with it. Like I said, I cannot wait for her to get bigger, just because, have you guys seen philodendron micans? I think it's micans. It might be micans. I think it's micans. Have you seen them, how big they get? Like, they get huge. And imagine this texture of leaf turning like that big. Oh my God, I will be very, very, very happy with this plant. She's doing very good. I treat her like another philodendron. I water all of my plants, most of them, every 10 days, just to be on the safe side. I always rather underwater than overwater, because one, I don't want gnats. Like I said before, I hate them. And two, I don't want a root rot. I don't want nothing happening to the plant. And so the next one, it's one that I've struggled a little bit with it. And a lot of you guys are gonna be surprised, because I know this is an easy to care plant. But for some reason, we don't really get along too well. I think I finally found a way to keep her 100% happy. In the beginning, I was just trying a lot of things. And this is actually one plant, and I just kept cutting it and cutting it and cutting it, because it's so easy to propagate. I am talking about my Tradescantia zebrina, I think that's how you're saying. She's beautiful. I mean, who doesn't love this plant? I'm talking about shiny, the texture, the shape, the color of the plant. It is very, very, very beautiful. This plant, it's so easy to propagate. I mean, you get a cutting of this plant, put it in water. In 3 weeks, she's gonna give you roots, and by week 4, she is ready to be potted into a new pot. I mean, all of this, it's literally one plant. You know, I got this one plant from Home Depot, I think, last year, and then it was doing good, and then it wasn't doing good. So then I cut the dead leaves, and I left the ones that were doing good. Then she was doing good, then she wasn't doing good. So I kept doing that over and over. I kept cutting the ones that were dead, and I kept repotting and recutting the ones that were good, until now I had 2 or 3 lines that were doing very good, and I was like, let me cut her. I put it in water. All of this was in water, I will say, a month and a half ago. And I was like, let me, in the same exact pot. The pot came with a hole, and the hole had a little thing to cover it. So I was like, let me put you in water for a few months and see if you can give me enough roots. And eventually they did. And I was like, I put them all in one pot, and it has some soil on it. She is due for water. That's why some of the leaves are looking like this, because I need to water her. Like I said before, I rather underwater than overwater my plants. I am happy because finally I can see that she's like ready to expand, and I'll take that. She is giving me new growth, and she is a faster grower. I mean, this plant in a few months will give you so many new babies. It will give you a trail. It will give you like this. This was not like this, I want to say, a month ago. This right here was not hanging off the pot like that a month ago. Everything was intact in one place. So that's how I know she is happy where she's at right now. I really hope she stays this happy because I've given her good lighting. I've given her water every 10 to 12 days. She might need more water than what I give her. She might need to get water like every 5 days, maybe. That's the reason why I was losing a lot of the leaves and in the past. But so far, I mean, it's been like 2 months and I've been doing it every 10 days. And so far, she seems to be doing very good. I know a lot of people. My grandma has like 4 of these in her backyard. She does live in a tropical country, so maybe that's what she needs. Maybe she doesn't like the winter. So if you guys know how to take care of this plant better than me, please do that. Say that in the comments, and I will try that out too because I do want her to get fully. I do want her to get bigger. Hopefully she does better because she is gorgeous. Ah, love her. Moving into my most expensive plant at the moment. If I tell my dad how much I spent on this plant, he will take me out of his will in a second. I am talking about my Monstera Albo Deliciosa. She was some money for one leaf cutting, and I just love her. I know a lot of you guys have her. I know a lot of you guys want her. And you know what's funny? She's like that expensive. She's like that girl. She's like that expensive girl that you guys want to take on a date, but you guys know that she's so expensive, so you guys are like, huh, should I take her on a date or not? Because I don't want to spend that much money. That type of girl. I still have her on the plastic that she came in. I have not touched her. I have not done anything to her. The only thing I've done is water the moss a little bit just to wepa. I almost threw down another plant. I've kept her just the way it came. The person that I got it from told me on a little note, do not touch her for 2 months, for 8 weeks, and I am not touching her for 8 weeks. I'm not doing that. If she was cheap, maybe, but she was not. So I am following exactly what that person told me to do. I mean, she is beautiful. She is really, 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 really beautiful. And I don't know if you guys can tell, but there are some roots right here. She got some roots right here. She got some roots. Gonna look for them. She has a big root right here. I don't know if you guys can see it right here. And I noticed that these new roots, like these ones over here, I don't know if you guys can see these roots right here. They were not there when I got the plant. They were not there. I got this plant I think I got her about 3 weeks ago now, and I've been in love with her. I've been wanting one for the longest, and finally I was like, let me just go for it. Let me go for it. I spent some good money on her, so I am hoping now that spring is coming and summer is coming, that she gives me at least one baby, at least one leaf, so I could just be happy. I've been trying to look to see if there's one coming, but I can't really see one. But I can see the roots are forming, the roots are coming. So I am okay with that. I'll take it for now. She's been the same since I got her. I have her under growing lights. I have her next to the humidifier. So I'm not touching it. The lady told me not to, and I will listen to her. Another one on my Albo collection, it is my Syngonium Albo. Look at it. Just look at her. Look at her, look at her, look at her. I just got this plant, I want to say about a month and a half ago. And when I got her, it was only these two. and this new baby just popped in the past few days. I am loving this plant. I think this plant is gorgeous. I think this plant is very pretty, and I did not pay that much for this plant because it was only two, you know. So I did pay a little bit, you know, a little bit over 50 for this plant, but it wasn't as expensive as my Monstera Alba, obviously, or my Pink Princess when I first got her. But yeah, I love her. She's doing okay. She's doing good. I'm still getting to know her. But she just gave me a new baby that it wasn't there when I got her. So I'm guessing she's doing okay. I'm guessing she's loving it here. I have her under a growing light as well. The soil mix, same exact mix for all of my plants. And she's next to the humidifier. I do have a humidifier for all of my plants, just because I have them all contained in one place. So a little bit of humidity never hurt anybody. So one of my favorites. Hope she does okay. Next one on my pink collection, well, technically she's green, but she flowers pink. It's my pink anthurium. She's tiny. I made this actually. I made this myself. I made some of them. I made a lot of them. I'll show you guys later or in another video what I've made. She hasn't really grown that much ever since I got her. She's still kind of little for some reason, but she gave me these two, I will say in December. She gave me these two flowers right here. They're getting a little darker now, I guess because they are ready to go, and I hope she keeps giving me flowers because spring is coming, summer is coming, so I really hope she gives me more flowers. She was kind of like short when I got her. She wasn't as tall. She was like this big when I got her. And the funny thing is, I didn't know that could happen. I'm not too familiar with anthuriums, so I don't know if that could happen, but or maybe I don't know. When I first got this plant, the flowers were actually red. These were actually red, right? And then it kind of started fading out and then turned into a white and then to die. And then these two came pink. I don't know if you guys can see that. Pink. And I was like, all right. But I'm not too upset about that because I think pink is pretty. However, I think it was meant to be red, but somewhere in between the lightings and somewhere in between watering or whatever, or just the way the plant is, it turned into pink, and I'm not upset about that. Like I said, these two came in December of 2022, and this one looks like it's ready to go. This one still looking strong, so I'm just gonna let it be for now and hope that it will give me new flowers. And let's see if the flowers could be red, the flowers could be pink, the flowers could be white, but she has given me no issue. I do see that she is growing a little bit more where I have her now, so I will keep her there just because it flowered for me, so that means that she's doing okay. If the plant is flowering for you, do not touch it. That means that they are happy where they are and you are doing a good job, so don't mess with it. She has the yellow leaf, that's it, gone, so I don't worry too much about that. I will get rid of this once it looks a little more dead, but for now she's looking cute. The pot is cute. I have her in a very nice spot under a growing light, so yeah, hopefully she does better than this. So this one in particular, I got it from my friend's mom. She has a big one, and I just cut a piece of it. I'll show you guys how it looked when I first cut her, and now she's actually growing, which I'm happy that it's growing. I do see that it's taking her a little time to grow, but succulents tend to grow a little slower than your typical plant, just because that's how they are. They take some time to grow. I'm talking about my aloe vera. Just look at her. I love the pot, by the way. I got this at Target last year. She is in a tiny pot because I realized that when I was repotting her, the roots were gone for some reason. I do remember when I put her in here, the roots were like this big. So I was hoping that it will grow as she grows, but I think that was the opposite. For some reason, I lost a lot of roots in this plant, so I ended up putting her on some moss. Is that another freaking gnat? I was gonna say I need to set this place on fire. So I have her on moss at the moment, just because I don't trust the dirt to be secure for the roots. I don't. She has tiny roots, so I don't want to. I don't want the roots to get damaged by the soil and the watering. And I don't really have a pot that small, so I'm just gonna put her. I'm just gonna put her on moss. I'm just gonna leave her on moss for now and see how she does. I mean, she's been doing great. There's a new growth coming out right here. I don't know if you guys can see. So that's how I know she is doing okay. I do have to water the moss. I just have to spray them a little bit. So I do have to spray this one a little bit. So I will do that a little later. But yeah, she's doing amazing. They do, people say that they do need succulent or cactus soil for them to do better. But I've noticed that a lot of the cactus soil attracts more insects and attract more gnats. So absolutely not. She will be doing amazing in moss, and that will be it for her. If she has any issues, she can contact me. The next one is actually a rescue, another one that I'm very proud of, because I didn't bring her back from death, but she was in the edge of like saying goodbye, and I was like, absolutely not on my watch. So I tried the best that I could to give her, you know, that encouragement so she can keep pushing new babies. And I am talking about my golden pothos. Isn't she so cute? When I first got her a Lowe's, I think I got it for free because she was like almost dying, and it was one of those clearance things that I got from Lowe's like in September or October last year. And I didn't have a golden pothos at the moment, so I was like, why not? So I got it for free. I think I paid like $1 for her. I'm not sure how much I paid for her, but I got her for free, or very cheap, I'll say. And I cut some of the dead leaves out of this plant and ended up with literally only like 2 of them, like these two. These 2 were the main ones, and then this one came along, and then this one, then this one, then this one, and then the newest one, this one right here. This one right here, you guys can see. That is the newest leaf. I also added a moss pole for her, just so she could feel a little more supported when it comes to the root system. And yeah, she's been doing amazing. The pot is actually not that big for the roots. The roots are actually way big. They're like this big. So there's a lot of roots in this plant. So I was like, I'm gonna give you something medium so you could keep growing, and that is exactly what she's doing. She is another one that I had to spray on the moss. And I've seen a lot of people adding like a plastic cup in between, like right here, and making some holes on the plastic cup and then adding water, and that way the water slowly keeps the moss wet. I can see how that works. However, I do care about how my things look, and I just know that I will hate having to see a damn cup dripping water every time. So I think I'd rather just spray my moss every now and then, rather than just have that thing dripping water. I don't know, it will bother me. If one day maybe the plants get way too big, way too huge, then maybe I'll just do that, just because at that point I'm not gonna just, you know. But for now, look, this is tiny. I don't need to. This takes a little bit, and that's it. And yeah, my golden pothos looking good, looking strong. I just hope she keeps growing because she's, everybody has her. Everybody has her, and she is one of a kind, and she she has a future. She can do something. So now I'm gonna be moving into this side of my room. I already did this side of my room. I have I'm gonna show you guys, but it's a table. I have some plants in it under growing lights. Usually my medium to small plants are on this side and my bigger plants are on this side. Some of them are under, all of them are under growing lights. I don't have them on right now because too much lighting will give me a headache. So right now they are crying because they haven't had some light for the day. And it's funny because I started filming at 4 p.m. and now it's 10 p.m. and I'm still here. I really don't know how some of y'all do this every week, but it's fun. It's I'm kind of getting used to it. Very first one that I want to show you guys from this side of my room. It's the most dramatic plants I have ever met. The most dramatic and crying plant I have ever dealt with. It is none other than my Dolca pot. Now, those of you that have plants know exactly how dramatic this plant is. She's not that bad, but she will give you drama, baby. She will give it to you. I have killed, I want to say about 8 of these plants. Every time I see them, I'm like, I am getting them. And this time I'm getting it right. This time you are gonna thrive. And no, that has not been the case of them. But I think, Lord, I think I finally figured it out. I think I finally learned how to keep this baby happy, right? She is looking a little short because that's part of keeping her happy. I'll explain that later. But right now I have her next to a humidifier. They love humidity, so they need to be next to a humidifier, period. The soil needs to be a little bit wet, not like super wet, but a little damp, just so the roots can feel that humidity under the soil as well. I discovered that they do better on a pot without holes. Now, this one has a hole, but she comes with a plate, so it doesn't, you can see I try to make a hole, but then I was like, let me not. She does have some hole in the pot. Another one that I have a very brother and sister relationship with, it's my Tradescantia Nook. This girl right here. I've got this plant, I do want to say like about 8 months ago, and it was a big plant when I got her, and she was looking so good. But for some reason, I don't know what to do with her in soil. I've been having her in water for about 2 months now, 3 months now, and she seems to love it. Look at the roots. I don't know if you guys can see, but she seems to love it in water. And I was like, you know what, girl, if you love it there, I loved you there. So I've just kept her in water because I don't know what to do in soil with her. I know people have them and they're looking amazing on other people, but for me, she doesn't want to cooperate. She doesn't want to deal with me when it comes to soil. I've realized that she loves lighting, so I literally have her on the growing light right over here next to the humidifier as well. And she gave me this new leaf right here, not a leaf, but like a line, a vine or whatever. This thing right here, it's completely new, and you can see the other cutting, it's also giving me some new growth. And this one is also growing as well right here. So she is liking it in water, so I'm gonna keep her in water for now, just because I don't know how to handle it in soil. I don't know if the soil is too dry, I don't know if the soil is too wet, I don't know if the pot is too big, I don't really know. So for now, she is staying in water. I do wanna wait until she gets a little bigger, just so I can keep cutting her and maybe put her in a bigger pot with water, and just, you know, have her thrive more there. I am tempted on doing this one because this is like a different cutting. It's not attached to this one. So I do want to try and put this one in soil in like a small container or like a small pot, plastic pot, and see if that one will do good in soil. Maybe next to a humidifier with the same lighting. I do want to give it a try, but at the same time I don't, because this one belongs to the main plant that I got a few months ago. So I do want to give it a try to put her in soil, but at the same time I'm like, if she's doing great there, leave her there. She's gonna stay in water for now. This is another one that if you guys have her and you guys have any tips for me on how to keep her happy in soil, please let me know, because I've asked people, I have done some research, and I've tried everything, and she doesn't like soil. She likes water, so let's hope. Going into the positive path, positive comments, the positive feedbacks, I have one that I love for so long. Wanted her for so long. I cannot wait for her to grow and be even bigger than this. It's my golden syngonium. I think I'm saying that right. Syngonium. This one was this big when I got her. I mean, I'm telling you, this big, like this big when I got her. She was in a 2-inch pot when I got her, and I honestly neglected her for a minute because I was like, I don't know anything about this plant, so I just left her next to my fish tank over there, and the light of the fish tank actually helped her grow, and I didn't realize that until one day I got home and I saw her a little taller, and I was like, oh, you're there. So ever since that day I started paying attention to her, and I kind of fell in love with her. I didn't realize that the leaves were gonna give me some pinkish veins, because when I first got her, the leaves were very green. They were like this, you know, like very green. So I never really saw pink in it until later. They just look very good. I do try to like spread them a little bit like this, just so they can get used to like hanging a little bit more, and the babies, the new growth, can get some lighting, because I feel like the taller ones are always covering the babies and they don't get enough lighting. So I've been trying to spread them a little bit every time that I can, just so the babies can get a little lighting. I recently just put her in this pot. It is a bigger pot than the one they had before, and I had to make a hole as well, just because I don't really trust the plate. I feel like not enough water comes out of it. So and she likes the dirt to be dry. I've noticed that, like, she doesn't like the dirt to be wet. So if you have one of these, or you are planning on getting one of these, she loves the dirt to be dry, just like the pink princess and just like the white princess. The white princess philodendron and the pink princess philodendron and this one, they like the dirt to be dry. As long as you are watering her every 2 weeks, every week and a half, she loves that. She doesn't like to be watered every week, and she does love some good lighting. Not too close to the light, because then the leaves can get burnt like these ones, but close enough for them. Of my top 3 favorite plants, everybody has them, everybody loves them. They give you no drama, they give you no issues. As long as you give them what they need, they will thrive. I am talking about my Monstera Deliciosa. Oh my god, look at this girl. Oh, she is my pride and joy. I mean, I love this plant so freaking much. She is part of the top 4 that I got when I first started collecting plants. I'll show you guys exactly how she looked when I first got her. She was definitely not this tall. I mean, look at this. She goes all the way here to all the way there. She was definitely not as tall as she is now. She was about this big when I got her, and she has just grown so freaking much. She is a big girl, as you guys can see. Look at this leaf. This is the newer leaf right here. This one right here is the newest leaf, looking gorgeous. This one, it's the one before that, then it was this one, and they are all looking just amazing. I have a new baby coming right here. This one right here, they're all doing very good. I am very proud of her. She is a heavy girl, like I said, and I'm just proud of how far she's come, you know. I will have to extend her moss pole, not now, but like in a few months will have to extend her moss pole, just because she loves to climb. She also is one of those plants that follow the light. So if you have a lighting set up this way, all the leaves are gonna start turning towards the light. So you kind of want to give her a light like right on top of her, so that way the leaves grow straight up and they don't really grow on any other direction. So yeah, this is my girl, and she is loving it. I mean, she's loving it. The soil mix, it's the same. The lighting, I do try to get her a little more light, just because she's a big girl and just because I know that she has a lot of babies under and whatnot. So I just want all the leaves to get enough light. Continuing with the big girls plants, I have my philodendron painted lady. She has to be one of the most amazing, pretty looking plants I have. The minute I saw this plant, I fell in love with it. I didn't even know she was like a semi-rare plant. I just saw it. Like I said, I'll go based on what I see. If I like what I see, then I get it. So I didn't even realize that she was a semi-rare plant. I actually got her very tiny, very small. By tiny, I don't mean this big. I got her like, when I got her, she was like this big, I would say. She was like medium sized, definitely not as big as she is now. I don't think I have a picture of her when I got her, just because I just got her like randomly. I was like, I'll take her. But I didn't realize what type of plant it was until I got home and I Googled her, and I was like, oh, I got myself something good. And she's been loving it. She has been loving. I just got her this new pot. It's a bigger pot for her. The roots are huge. The roots are huge. They are just way too long for the pot that she was at. So I decided to give her something bigger, and she loves some lighting. So if you don't give her enough light, the leaf usually turn green. You don't want that. You kind of want that mix of like pink. Well, it's not really pink. You kind of want the mix of like yellow to green. And then it's kind of one of those plants that if you are not really used to them, like if you don't really see how they grow, you will think they're not doing good, just because the leaves will kind of have that yellowish color. I don't know if you guys can see it right here. So a lot of people will see this and they will immediately think, oh, the plant is dying. It's not. That's just the color that they have. They can get a little greener. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're all gonna be like that. Like for example, this is the newest leaf, the one that looks yellowish, but I know for a fact in a few months she's gonna turn a little more green. So for now, I know they're doing amazing, they're doing great. I'm waiting for her to give me a new baby, a new growth, because I can see that this is the last growth she gave me and she hasn't really produced any more babies. So I'm not too concerned, but you know, usually they come right after the other one. So let's see what happens with this big girl. But she is beautiful. She is beautiful. I will say she is a 7 out of 10, just because she loves humidity and she loves some good lighting. So it's one of those plants that you can't just have anywhere. You kind of have to give her the right humidity and the right conditions for her to thrive. So I will say a 7 out of 10, just because you need to know what she's doing with this. This big baby right here, it's my Peace Lily, and it's one of my favorites just because I got her not too long after I got the top four, my four plants. I think I got her like April of 2022, and she wasn't as full as she is now. She has taken some time to grow because I was kind of moving her around a lot. I couldn't really figure it out how to make her happy, and I finally did, and I finally gave her what she needs, and she's finally giving me what I want. I love her because she is one of the few plants that lets me know when she's thirsty, so I never have to worry about overwatering these plants because the leaves will start to wilt, they will start to drop, and she will look like she's dead, but she's not. She's just being a little dramatic. So you just add some water in, that will be it for her. She doesn't require too much. She does require some lighting, so that's what I have her kind of next to the window and under a growing light, just to give her some extra lighting at night. 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10, just because she could be a little dramatic. 9 out of 10, easy to care for. The plants will turn a little yellow, just cut it. That happens all the time. The tips will start to turn a little yellow as well. That's okay. Just, you know, just as long as the whole plant is not turning yellow. When it comes to having a pink plant, I think I have my favorite. A lot of people will think it's my pink princess. I love her, but I love her just because how much I spent on her. This one, it's just gorgeous looking, pretty looking, beautiful looking, perfect looking. Everything that it's a positive feedback for this plant. 10 out of 10. She doesn't require a lot. She just needs to be placed in an area with enough light, and she just needs to be watered once in a while. She doesn't require too much, and she is just pretty looking. Like, I mean, I love the pot. I love the pot as well. The roots are huge. Her roots are like this big. So I feel like eventually in a few months, maybe 3-4 months from now, before fall comes, I will have to repot her into a bigger pot, just because this is big. Like, this is big to me, this is big, but the roots are actually bigger than the pot. So in a few months I will have to repot her. I forgot to say the name, but her name is Aglaonema Pink Splash. I think I'm saying that right. Aglaonema Pink Splash, and she is really pretty. She is really really good looking. I can see it here. Where is it? I lost them. Right here. Oh my god, this is too heavy, but I'm gonna still show you guys. Right here. Here's one, and the other one, it's somewhere right here. And here's the other one. She is getting ready to bloom. She's been getting ready to bloom since the beginning of January. I think she has started to, like, I saw the little pops coming in. So I don't know. If she doesn't bloom by the end of this month, I'm gonna have to cut the flowers, just because I don't want the plant to waste its energy trying to make the flower bloom. If it's not gonna happen, it's not gonna happen. It's not a big deal. Just the fact that she is giving me these flowers, or getting ready for these flowers to bloom, that just tells me that she is happy where she's at. So I'll see how it goes. If she doesn't give me the flowers, then I'm gonna have to cut them, because I don't want the plant to waste its energy in this beautiful plant. My second succulent that I have, it's my Christmas cactus. I got this plant at my previous job. It was sitting on somebody's desk. Looks like somebody left the plant on her desk. And I asked my manager, and I was like, nobody's claiming it, I will. And I took it home, and I'll show you guys exactly how she was when I first got her. She wasn't this big, she wasn't this full, she wasn't this plant. I mean, it was like half of this, and it was like maybe like this big, like this side of the plant big. It wasn't this big, it wasn't this beautiful. She actually gave me a flower not too long ago, which I'm gonna be showing you a picture of it. She gave me a flower, and I was so happy. I thought the whole plant was gonna flower, but nope, just one did, which I'm okay. One is enough for me. That means that she's liking where she's at, and she's liking what I'm doing with her. Um, this is another one that people recommend to use, cactus soil, but again, I'm not a big fan of that. I tried that with my string of pearls. When I used to have a string of pearls, I don't have them no more. Uh, and they just bring, like, the gnats were just all on my plants, and I was like, absolutely not, not tonight, not today, Satan. You are not conquering my plant. So I just use this techniques. I'm like, listen, they are getting what they're getting, and you get what you get, and you don't get upset. Now, my favorite hanging plant. I show you my favorite climbing plant. Now I'm gonna show you my favorite hanging plant, which is my marble pothos. Talk about fast growing plant. Talk about a plant that doesn't require too much. This is it, hands down. I mean, look at this. Look at this. She is, I love this plant. Guys, if I show you how many cuttings I have of this plant, I've given most all of my coworkers, I've given them one cutting of this plant just because of how easy it is for this plant to get propagated and how easy it is for this plant to take care of. I mean, this is at 11 out of 10. I mean, this plant will give you no issue. I mean, most of the pothos are like this, but this one in particular, she's one of my favorites just because the way she looks, just because of how, you see, she's already giving me new growth. Here's another growth. At 10 out of 10, if you are a beginner, I will definitely recommend a marble pothos. Another one that doesn't like me, and I don't have a lot of haters, but I feel like she hates me, and the feeling is mutual because I don't like her either. I've been waiting for this plant to go south for the longest, and she doesn't. I don't want to just throw her out. I don't want to just give her away. I kind of want to keep her and see how she does, but she just doesn't give me a good reason to love her. I am talking about, I don't even know her name. This Cantia, what? Spathisia? You know, this girl. This girl. I got this girl. When I had her, when I first got her, she was this big. She was like this big when I first got her. And I thought she was pretty, and I thought she was just unique and differently. And I'm like, oh my God, you kind of look like my Sabrina. You kind of look like my Tradescantia Nanook. I was like, why not? I like the pink. I like the pink. I like the white. I like how you look. But then what the hell? Then she started going south. And then this right here started to happen. This. One by one, all the leaves are starting to like turn like black or something. I don't know. Look. They all started to turn like this. And every single day I have to take one of these out. And then the funny thing, you see right here, the funny thing is that I will take 3 out and then 4 will grow, you know. So it's like what are you doing? Like, do you like it or not? Because like, look, she's giving me growth. It's not like she's not growing. Right here, you see, right here she's giving me growth. So it's not like she's not growing. It's not like she hasn't grown. You see, like right here. So I don't know what her deal is. I really don't know. I wanted to save these 2 for last just because of how dramatic they are, and also because I had to water them before I started recording, just because they were a little thirsty and they were not looking as great. So I was like, I'm gonna have to leave them for last. So I give them some water, and they are doing good now. They're doing okay now. I am talking about calithias. You know what I'm saying? So now, this is when it gets a little tricky. If you're not an experienced plant person, do not get a calithia. Myself, I love them. I love how they look, but I wouldn't get a calithium myself just because of how much work they are. I was actually gifted these 2 by my 2 friends on my birthday last year. They thought I would like it. They thought it was cute, and they were like, let me get them. But When I got them, I was like, oof, out of all the plants, you're gonna give me a calathea. But they don't know. They don't know. So I do appreciate it. And I have tried my best to keep them happy. And I have to say, I've been doing good because these two plants are still with me. And my birthday is in October, so November, December, January, February. I would say 4 months. It's been 4 months since I've got these two plants, and they have given me new growth. They are doing amazing. Especially, they're both doing amazing, but I'm gonna start with my Calathea ornata. Look at her. Look at her. I had to give her a bigger pot because the roots were too big for the pot that I had her on. So I had to give her a bigger pot. She's doing good. She's doing good. She has actually grown way more than I expected her to do. The leaves are turning a little, some of the leaves are a little crispy and a little brown. But let me tell you that it's totally okay. They do that. They do that because they don't get enough humidity. They do that when they get too much humidity. They do that when they don't get enough water. They do that when they get enough water. It is too much. They do that just because that's how they are. They are dramatic. But she is giving me, where is it? Right here. She's giving me a new baby. I don't know if you guys can see it. Right here. She's giving me a new baby. So I'm happy with that because of how difficult this plant is to take care of. So I'm happy with the new growth. She wasn't looking like this. I have a picture that I'm gonna show you guys how she was looking before I water her. She wasn't looking like this. Now she's like, I'm awake and I'm happy. So there she is. This is a 6 out of 10. Just because I'm still trying to figure it out how to make her happier. But for now, she's doing amazing. I have her literally next to the humidifier over there. I have both of them along with my polka dots, and I have them under growing light. They do like some light, so you have to give her some good lighting, and you have to give her something very humid. So if you have one of these, I will put her next to the humidifier just because that's how they like. So guys, this is actually my last plant on my collection. It is my bird of paradise plant. I actually rescued this plant out of my local nursery with my friend. She was on a clearance section. She only had 2 leaves, which I had to cut. They were in the bottom. They're not there anymore. So pretty much all these 4 leaves right here are pretty brand new since I got her. And as you guys can see, she is giving me a new baby right there. So I am very, very happy with this plant. She does need a bigger pot very soon, but for now she's gonna have to stay there until I find a place to keep her. This is the newest leaf she's giving me, and then I'm just waiting for that one to grow a little bit. She is a 10. She's a 10. So guys, that is it when it comes to my plants. I know it doesn't look like a lot, but trust me, I've been recording since 4 hours ago, so it's been a lot for me. And like I mentioned before, I am not a creator, so this is my very first time making video for social media like this, and I just wanted to put my plants out there just because a lot of them are still in the process of growing. So I kind of just want to record that, and I kind of just wanted to get some advice, see if they can give me any tips to make my plants any better. I am learning every single day. I'm learning as I go, and I'm just very, very, very happy with the process that I've been doing and the knowledge that I've gotten from myself, from the plant community, and I just feel like finally I'm doing something good. So I hope you guys come back for the next video, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, wonderful night. All right, so make good choices and be a good citizen. See you soon. Bye.